Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Alchemy Trades. This is Host Logic. I want to do a quick video of using different chart times and time frames. We all went over channels the other day, kind of going over when things start to break a channel structure. Like we could put this into a good channel going down. This is a much larger channel, but still does the exact same thing. Once it's broken out of this structure here, we can then kind of see, okay, this might be changing directions here. But if you look at it from a 15-minute time frame, looks like crap, you know. Green's gone down to the red, RSI's pointing down, it's a little bit oversold. Don't know if I'd get back into this. But again, I'm a price action trader, so we're pretty close to the floor. We've had a pretty big pickup in the overall crypto market. We've kind of come around a little bit and done, the last 24 hours, we've had a pullback. Here recently, within the last hour, we've had a pullback, but we're starting to pull back up now. It's getting less than it was before. But we go back to the chart, we take this to the 1 hour, and I love the way this looks. It's clearly broken out of the channel structure. We've gone from a dark red to a light red, now to a green, and our blue lines cross the red line. Our RSI is still at a low, not necessarily an oversold area, but we're nowhere near the overbought area either. So when you look at this on the hourly chart, this looks like a pretty good position. Not saying that it may not pull down a little bit still, because it could very well do that. But to run this trade overnight and to be able to get into it, it's broken this channel structure. It's kind of trading sideways, consolidating a little bit. And we kind of add some of our indicators and kind of see maybe, all right, well, what does that mean? You look at these Bollinger Bands, we can see that it's consolidated, constricted, it's pushed out, broken to the upside, so we have a really good chance of this breaking up in the upward direction. It's changing direction. It's gone from a downward momentum, broken that channel structure, it's compressed, broken out of it. Now, okay, if you're just getting into this, we've missed this really good part here, so I get that. But on the 1 hour time frame, well, we could be in for a good run up here for a little bit, because as you can see, the last time, it's gone from a good solid downward pressure, switched back up, and just taken off really, really well. Now we've kind of pulled back down, and now it looks like we could be breaking structure, going back up. And I'm willing to take the risk of this pulling back down a little bit more, because I'll just accumulate some of the tokens and do some buys and ride this up, because I plan on running this bot for a day or two, because this is on a stable, well, as stable token as you can get on Spooky Swap. This is the Phantom token USDC, so it's their primary token, something that I wouldn't mind holding long term anyhow, so I don't care about that. That's perfectly fine. But if I can accumulate some buys and sells that the bot's doing, I'm perfectly happy doing that. So I did get in at a relatively decent position. This pulled back pretty good here. It looks like, when it's in a downward momentum, it likes to come up and hit this middle line, come back down. Hit this middle line, come back down. That is one of the things I do like about the Bollinger Band clouds, is this acts as a really good kind of like, where in this moment is it going off of. But when it breaks through this, pulls back down, as you can see, it likes to hit this and then bounce off of it. So my hypothesis is that it's going to ride this in an upward direction, and we can get a couple percent out of this. It may not go all the way back up to the high that it has been, but as we can see here, it's respected this area, because, I hate lines, but it's respected this area pretty well. It'll break away. This is its 2 standard deviations away, comes back down to middle, pulls back down 2 standard deviations below, comes back through 2 standard deviations up. I mean, man, if you just write this right here all day long, you can make money here. 2 standard deviations down, write it back up if it breaks through, run into the 2 standard deviations above it. You're going to not get much more out of it, so close it, and then just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So we can keep on doing this all day long, and look at this. It bounced off of it, starting to push back up again, and we're looking like we could be in a good position coming up here. So I love the way that looks. I am in this. I only have $100 in Phantom right now, because, again, I really haven't done this a whole lot on this particular network, so I'm testing it out with just $100, doing a few trades with it, seeing how it closes, buys and sells, just because I'm personally new to this network with the bot. So we're going to see if we can't turn $100 into maybe, say, $200 and have fun doing it. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate everything, and I appreciate your support. If you have any questions or want to know some more TA skills, if you have something in particular in mind that you want me to review and go over, I'll be more than happy to do so. But I just wanted to give you a quick idea of why we look at these different time frames, why it may not look so good in the short term, but then when you kick it back into this overall picture, get an idea what's happening, now we can kind of get it a little bit, okay, this looks a little better now. From here, it's changing directions. It's on a pullback, but now it's pushing momentum back to the upside. So we'll see if I'm right. Either way, we have some good trading going on. I don't mind holding the token, and I'll run this for a few days until I break into some profit. That's the good thing about this spot is you don't have to close it. You could keep on running it, and unless the market's having a really major dumping cycle going on to it, you can hold this, and it relatively respects this market structure for the most part. Even as it comes down here, it's hit this a couple times, performed a double bottom, came back off of it. It did break through, but not a whole lot, and then eventually it finally broke back through our range that we've set up. Once we did, it's just on an upward trajectory and this upward momentum running it all the way up to the top. Now it came back down. Let's see if we can catch a ride back up a little bit. Thanks again, guys. Have a good night.